Welcome back, everyone, into this week's segment of Crime Stopper. Sergeant Jake Hall joins me with Amory Police Department. It's always good to have you in studio.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you guys in Amory have been busy with a few shoplifters, it seems.
We have. We had 2 or 3 separate incidents and 5 total suspects.
Wow, in the span of time. So let's talk about that. We had a few of them who stole items of $1,000 value or over, and then a few who has stole $500 value. So what are, I guess, the charges if you steal an $1,000 amount?
So if it's the $1,000 in a single incident, that's a separate charge itself that is a felony. But also the statute for shoplifting allows for a 30-day period where if you steal from different locations or the same location but in the same jurisdiction, all of those totals can be added together.
Interesting.
For each separate incident, and if that breaks the $1,000 threshold, that can also be charged as a felony.
And that would be terrible. You know,
Yes.
I think they feel like they might be getting lucky, and then all of a sudden you guys come at them. So, you know, obviously so many of the stores that we shop in, most of them have surveillance videos. So it's easy, I feel like, for you guys to track who these suspects are. Talk to me about also the driver's license plate scanners that you have that have helped you in a recent case.
So that's some newer technology that we've acquired. There are license plate readers. There are cameras that are set up in various locations that capture license plates.
Okay.
Now, the system that we have it's not connected to the DMV at all. So it does take a picture though, and we can take that picture and run it through our system that's connected to the DMV and get, you know, the registered vehicle owner's information, and using that information, you know, either check with where their registered address is, or check in our system to see if that vehicle's been involved in other crimes, or has it been associated with other people besides the registered owner, and kind of go from there.
Okay, so, you know, let's say a suspect steals some merchandise from a store and then they go to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. You, the buyer, could get in trouble as well.
It's yes and no. It really depends on whether or not a reasonable person should have believed that the items that they're purchasing are stolen, and a little common sense goes a long way with that. Like,
I think that's a good try.
If you know that it's a pricey item and all of a sudden it pops up, you know, as being listed as new, and it's, you know, several $100s or a very significant price difference from what one would be, that should raise some alarms, some red flags that you're potentially buying something.
So if it's too good to be true, trust your gut with that feeling.
Yes.
And then I guess if we're at a store and we see suspicious activity, what do you recommend? I know a lot of people are like, it's none of my business.
I mean, you know, we don't recommend getting involved directly. Find a store associate, or call 911. Be a good witness.
Okay.
You know, a good physical description, good clothing description. If you see them get in a vehicle, a good vehicle description, that's what it is.
That's all good tips right there. Well, thank you, Mr. Hall, for coming in. Guys, we'll be right back.